Welcome to the November 2022 Murrieta Housing Market Report. This month, we've seen more price decreases and some other really interesting things happening. If you're thinking about buying or selling a home, you definitely want to watch this. All right, so just a reminder before we get started, all of the information that we're going to look at here is based on single family houses only in Murrieta specifically, does not include information about condos, townhomes, or mobile homes. And the reason we do this is because single family houses in Murrieta account for over 85% of the sales and give us, in my opinion, the most accurate picture of the real estate market. All right, so first up, we're going to look at the number of homes sold. If you remember from last month, we posted a pretty low number, only 122 homes sold in the month of September. This month, even lower, only 102. And historically, for the months of September and October, even before all the craziness started, these are really low numbers. And I'll show you a little bit more about that on the next slide. So month over month, we were down 16%. And then if we go back to October 2021, to October 2022 of this year, we sold 41% less homes this year versus last year. Okay, so like I mentioned, the number of homes sold last month and in September of this year, so September and October, are pretty low historically compared to more normal times. So what we did is we went back between 2015 and 2019 before the whole pandemic hit, and these are the average number of homes that sold during the months of September and October during those years between 2015 and 2019. So as you can see, for September, that average was 167, and this September we only sold 122. And then looking at October, average homes sold during the month of October between 2015 and 2019 was 180. This year we only sold 102. So I intentionally left out 2020 and 2021 because those were pretty crazy times. If I would have added those in, these numbers would have actually been higher. So there would have been a bigger separation than what we see here. As far as November goes, average number of homes sold between 2015 and 2019 for November was 147, and we will see what happens at the end of this month as far as that goes. So again, these are super low numbers here that we definitely want to keep our eye on. If you're not already subscribed, be sure to subscribe so you can see what happens with these numbers next month. Okay, now let's look at how many homes are actually available for sale. At the end of October, there were 360 homes actively listed for sale. That is down a little bit from the previous month, in which there were 401 homes actively for sale. Okay, now let's take a quick look at interest rates. They have gone up again. So as of today, the 30-year fixed is 7.3%. That's up from 6.75% at the end of September. The Fed met yesterday. They raised the Fed fund rate another 0.75%. So we saw a little bit of action in that here. Rates are still very volatile. In the last 30 days, they've been up as high as 7.37% and as low as 6.65%. Just in the last 30 days, there's been 0.75% of fluctuation with the rate. And everything I read says that the Fed is planning another rate hike in December. So we'll most likely see the rate continue to go up as we head into the end of the year. All right, let's take a look at price. We are down again. This is the fourth consecutive month of price drops. From September to October, we dropped about $11,000, which is equal to about 1.7%. Year over year, we are still up about 2%. One of our viewers last month left a really good comment suggesting a comparison between the price from the top of the market, which happened in June of this year, to where we are now. The top of the market, we were at $705,000, and now we are at $637,500. That is a drop of 9.6% from the top of the market to where we are today. Here's another really good stat that gives us an idea of the direction the market is headed and has been going here over the last several months. This is list price compared to sales price. So how much a person lists their home for versus how much they sell it for above or below their list price. So for the month of October, homes are selling on average for 4.5% less than what they are listed for. For the month of September, homes were selling for on average 3.6% less than what they were listed for. October October of last year, they were selling for 0.7% more than what they were listed for. And an interesting fact, I don't have this on a slide for you, but in May of 2021, houses on average were selling for 4.9% above list price. We've certainly seen a pretty drastic turnaround in that stat. It's almost reversed itself from May of 2021 to where we are today. All right, average days on market. In very simple terms, this is how long it is taking for a house to sell. So October of last year, 24 days. September of this year, 32. And October of this year, on average, it's taking 38 days to get a house sold. Let's take a little bit closer look at the average days on market, how long it has been taking for houses to sell. So here we are now up here at 38. So as you can see, over the last 5 months, we went from 12 all the way down here in May up to 38. So even though that number has a little bit more than tripled, if you look back at history here, you can see that it's certainly not on the high side, but it's working its way back up into a more normal range. If you are buying or selling a home, here are some things that you need to keep in mind, starting with selling your home. The first thing is you need to price your home accordingly. You need to make sure that you're working with an agent that understands the market. The market is very volatile right now. And if you don't start off with an appropriate list price, it's probably going to end up costing you a lot of money. Next, your home has to be properly staged. I would recommend working with a professional staging company, but at the very least, your home needs to be as clean as possible, both inside and out. And any major repairs that need to be done, take care of those before you list your home. There are a lot more houses for sale now than there were even just a few months ago. Buyers have more options. If they walk into your house and it's dirty and looks like it needs a lot of work, they're just going to move right on to the next house. Next, as a seller, you need to have realistic expectations and understand that the market has changed. You can't sell your house for the same price you could sell it for 6 months ago because a lot has changed since then. There's a lot more houses available, rates have doubled, making homes much less affordable and shrinking the buyer pool. So if you are going to sell your home, you need to adjust your expectations to the current market and realize it's not the same as it was 6 months ago. If you're buying a home, here are a few things to keep in mind. First off, interest rates. Obviously, interest rates have skyrocketed over the last 6 months. If having a lower interest rate is important to you, this is something that you could actually do. Talk to your agent and your lender about doing a seller-paid rate buy-down. If you want more information on that, I'll put a link to a video in the description below that talks about how to purchase a home with a lower interest rate. Timing. I've had a lot of conversations with people about whether or not now is the right time to buy. And what I can tell you based on those conversations is that everyone has different circumstances. For some people, it's absolutely the right time to buy, and for others, it's not. If you'd like to talk about your situation specifically, give me a call. I'm happy to help you. Next, negotiation. This is a plus for buyers right now. Not only are we in the typical slow season for real estate, but with everything else that's been happening, rates going up, prices have come down a little bit, homes are selling for quite a bit less than list price on average like we saw earlier. So for anyone buying right now, there is definitely room for negotiation, and we are seeing sellers make a lot more concessions than we have over the last few months. I hope you found that information helpful. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out. If you're thinking about buying or selling a home in the Southern California area, give me a call. I'd love to help you. Thanks for watching. We'll see you on the next one.